So welcome to Authentic Sicily. I'm Chef Joe Simonera.
I'm Vincent Buda. And for the next 13 days, we're going to be exploring Sicily, a place that thousands and thousands of people have enjoyed throughout the world for great food, great history, and great ingredients.
Hey, welcome to Authentic Sicily. Great show for you here today. Chef Joe Simonera, Vincent Buda. Vince, what do you think here? Farming is the key?
Joe, what's not to love? But what is real interesting about this particular segment is that we're going to be talking about the great natural ingredients and the seasonal ingredients in Sicily.
Over here where we're standing is 250 acres of olive trees, almond trees, fig trees, just everything that you need and everything that's indigenous to this region as far as living, cultural, and cooking, we're going to visit here in today's show.
And also, all of these things we're talking about in this episode are about the great diet the Sicilians have with the seasonal ingredients and the fresh products that they have. It's amazing. So I'm ready to get going. Are you?
And I can hardly wait.
Okay, let's
go.
Joe, we're going to be exploring the markets and produce and really dig deep into the importance of fresh and seasonal ingredients in the Sicilian diet. You know, there's a great old medieval estate that the Ricotta family owns, and we're going to visit with them and see how they make their olive oils, which are very unique and spectacular. Joe, we are at a really special place. This is the Ricotta estate. It dates back to the 15th, 16th century.
That's absolutely correct, Vince. I mean, if you look at the condition of this estate, it is the same condition that when it was built.
The place is amazing, and it's not just an estate. This is a working farm, 225 acres or so of olive trees, lemon trees, fig trees.
Some of them are between 200 and 300 years old, so you can imagine the flavor of fruits and vegetables that it produces.
It's an amazing place, and we're going to have the luxury of meeting the family, Natalia, who is going to give us a tour of their olive oil, which are imported in the U.S. and all over the world, one of the best olive oils in the world. We're going to see how they make it, and we're going to get a tour of the farm.
Tour of the farm, that's right. We're going to meet her mom and dad as well.
That's excellent. So let's, we've got these big doors open. I think we can walk through it.
No less. I mean, look at this. They haven't been touched. It's amazing how things were built in the 1600s and they're still workable.
Let's go inside.
Hi, how are you?
You must be Natalia.
Yes, I'm Natalia.
Vincenzo.
Good to see you.
How are you?
This is my mom, Nini.
Nice to meet you.
Hi,
so much.
how are you?
sir?
This is my
Nice
father.
To meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Vincenzo. Nice to see you too as well. Thank you so much for having us here.
Well, welcome to Lagura. This is our farm.
Wow.
And well, this is the old farmhouse where we used to sort of come and stay during the harvest in the past, of course, not today. And so we will take you around. We'll be touring the olive groves. You know, we're olive oil producers.
Very nice, very nice. I understand you have distribution all over the U.S. as well.
Yes, we do.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
And you've also written a well-known cookbook, right?
Well, thanks for the well-known. I have written a cookbook.
We know it, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You've seen it. It looks great.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
all
great.
about, you know, traditional Sicilian cuisine, home Sicilian cuisine, using olive oil, of course.
Could you tell us a little bit about the history of the
The
place?
history of this is an old house which was built in the 15th century.
Wow.
And it came to our family through marriage with a single daughter of the owner of this estate. See, and this was in the 17th century.
I'm looking forward to exploring not only the estate, the house, the olive oil, and the Ricotta.
Vince, I'm looking forward to eating.
So
I mean,
lead the way.
Let's go.
Take us over to where we need to go.
Let's go.
Grazie. This is a real treat. This is the most authentic way to make ricotta. How far does this date back to, this type of process? Of making ricotta?
Centuries.
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 So, and this
yes.
ricotta was first
And
sort of created.
Never changed.
Okay.
It's what has been left from the cheese. When we took away the cheese, all what it was, the water and everything was left, and from there we take away the ricotta.
Okay, so we scoop
This
it
is my
out.
father's special dish. I don't know if you've noticed. He doesn't have just any dish.
I have
Would you like
received,
some?
I took over from my father. No, that's enough. Thank you so much.
So you just serve the ricotta warm like this.
Yeah.
You put a little bread around it to absorb the water.
Yes.
And you eat it like soup, almost.
All right.
Here, have a nice piece of bread.
Grazie.
Down the hatch.
Grosso, alto.
You know, it's interesting because in the United States, a lot of people will take their ricotta and put it in the refrigerator.
When it's warm, is it an appetizer?
Just like this in the morning, early morning.
In the morning, like
Yeah.
a breakfast?
Like a breakfast.
Okay. This has been amazing, learning and experiencing how they made a ricotta in the original ways and the way it's been passed down over generations. Thank you for showing us this.
Vince, we're here. I know you love olive oil.
But I've never seen olive oil made like this. I'm trying to figure out how this thing works, how this press operates, and what are we seeing here?
Well, this is the old press.
Okay.
We don't use this anymore. Today we have to try and prevent the olives and olive paste to be in contact with oxygen and heat to produce a high quality olive oil.
This, in the old time, we used this press with this big stone wheel going round, pulled by a horse.
So the horse
and
actually was in
crushing-
here?
Yes, just the olives were crushed underneath the stone and put into these bags just to press them.
You have one press for extra virgin olive oil. You have, in fact, one extraction. That is
Okay.
what it's technically called. And then, of course, it depends how that extraction is made. If you want a high-quality olive oil, you will extract the oil at very low temperatures for short cycles of time, without the addition of water. It's all quite technical. It's done in stainless steel tanks, and in absence, as much as you can, of oxygen, heat, and light.
What's your secret to producing your wonderful olive oil that you do?
That is a secret,
I was
darling.
trying to get that out of you.
Maybe she'll tell us a little more about that. But I can tell you this: the horses are unemployed now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
We've
they've gone out of
commoditized the
work
place.
and they get unemployment benefits.
So where are we going next?
Now we go out to the olive groves.
Okay, so we're going to go out to the olive groves and see how they're grown.
Check
Let's
it
go.
out. Wow, is this one of those cork trees here?
Yes, this is a 100-year-old cork tree. Can you see the cork sort of opening up there?
And we take away the bark of the tree, so the slow part of the tree, every 8-9 years, in time to reach the thickness we need for the.
What do you use
cork.
to take the cork out?
We cut the bark.
Oh, you
We
cut it
take
first and pull
away.
it.
Cut the bark off first, then the cork is there. Wow,
So there's no way Vin could do it with his teeth. Nothing like that. All right.
Don't push me. I'm going to do it.
You know, one thing I like about the whole farm scenario is you could really live off the land. Come
But that's
walk
what
around.
we do. We love picking wild vegetables, wild borage in the fields after the rains. You know, there's always something in every season.
We are deep, deep in the farm, looking at some beautiful old olive trees. How old are these trees?
This you don't know actually, because what we can tell you, it's how old they are from grafting into edible varieties. Because as you can see, the random distribution of the trees means that have been grafted from wild olive trees.
Okay.
We estimate it's between 300 years to 150.
Wow, it's just about as old as I am.
Vitamin E, all that great
Yeah,
olive oil.
it's that olive oil. Well, the tour has been fabulous. And now we're going to head over to that olive oil storing facility where we're going to try this wonderful product. So now we're here at the oil storing facility, and I must say it's chilled in here. I have a very
It's
comfortable
cool, you know, isn't
atmosphere.
it?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it makes a difference. It's 68 degrees here. We've got
It
to
does.
keep the oil cold, not cold, at a moderate
At a
temperature.
comfortable temperature, because I guess if you store it too hot, that
It
can't
just
be a good
loses
thing.
all its properties. You know, vitamin E and vitamin A that are naturally in olive oil, they sort of get lost
Exactly.
with heat and oxygen. So the way the oil is stocked here, as you see, they're very small containers. They just contain 2 days crop, about 1,000 liters. You can convert that into gallons.
I'll figure it out.
And but it's mainly 2 days crop, because every day the oil is slightly different. It will have a little bit more pepper, a little bit less bitterness, more grassiness, and so we monitor that very, very closely as we bottle, because we only bottle as the orders come in.
And I guess that's what makes La Vida very special. You know, it's high quality, it's attention to detail.
You know what, that's what I wanted to ask. There's a lot of olive oil that's made around the world, and I know you have some unique ways of making that make yours so special. So what are those? This is one of them? Putting in
One little steps like this, keeping
Okay.
the temperature in your warehouse storing in small containers. At least that's our way of approaching it. These are carton boxes. They were used for wine, and it has a polyethylene bag inside, which stores the oil in absence of oxygen. And light, and of course then it's a matter of preserving it from heat. It allows you to have a very high quality olive oil with the properties lasting for a longer period of time, and in a difficult economy, I mean, this is like the best thing you could have around. We have both the 5 and the 3 liters.
So what happens when, I know there with other products, even with wines, if the oxygen does sneak in there, it just makes it for poor quality olive oil?
To make sure that the oil from the moment it's pressed till the moment it's bottled is protected from heat, light, and oxygen.
That's amazing.
And that's what you should do in your own homes as well.
Yeah, had no idea.
And this is the actually organic certified, which we'll be introducing this year in the States as well.
Okay.
You see, the oil is protected from light to the extent that we've put what we call a little skirt. Because one day we analyzed the oil, we took a sample from up here, and actually we noticed that the values were not as good as we expect them to be.
Because
the
of the
chemical
light.
values, because of the light. So we put a little skirt.
Wow, that's
as you
interesting.
see, it has a sachet, just like in the oil box. And this sort of collapses around the oil as we take the oil out to bottle.
Look at that.
It's better if you keep it and warm it with your hand.
Okay.
Try.
Keep it warm.
Yes.
Yeah, you should bring
It's
it
too
up
cold now.
It's too cold.
To get all the flavor out, you need to warm it up.
Okay, grazie. I'm going to make you some bread and olive oil. That's what we do during the harvest. It's one of the nicest things. Of course, the addition of a little bit of sea salt makes it nice.
We are getting spoiled on this trip.
Yeah,
I have to tell you.
so.
I don't know if I want to go back.
Wish you were
The
here.
thing is to pour quite a bit of olive oil. I see everybody just put little drops.
Right, you could soak it in there. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it
Don't
has
be
to
shy.
soak, exactly. Good olive oil is so tasty and so healthy.
It ain't real unless
Here.
it's running down your elbow. That's it.
Help yourselves.
I'm in. What a treat being here
Absolutely.
at the estate and tasting the olive oil. You have a fantastic product. It tastes great,
you.
and look how great
you.
he looks having this product.
Exactly.
It's amazing. It must be great for you.
And you
Yeah,
know,
it
if
really
you have
takes
any extra
pride.
drops, you just put them around
You know,
the
I was thinking
lines.
about that.
It's all vitamin E.
Well, I mean, Vince, I am totally impressed, and you have a wonderful family, and you can see they have a lot of passion for what they do, and the product shows. Thanks for having us on your estate, and I'll be seeing you, along with Vince and I, cooking with you in New York City. We're looking forward to that, and thanks everyone for watching while we head over to New York right now.
Take care. We're back here in New York with Natalia. I cannot believe we're all the way back here in New York. It was amazing being with you. Your farm was spectacular. The olive trees, your whole family. Thank you so much.
Really
It was
nice.
not too hot there.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I liked it. It wasn't hot for me, but you know, then again, when it's hot, it's good. I'm so used to being in the kitchen, Vince, and Natalia. You know, it's if you can't stand the heat, you need to get out of the kitchen. You know,
You're a
But for
pro.
the most part, I loved it. So now the dish today you're going to be doing, Natalia, is arancini.
Arancina, yes.
So now, is this a recipe that's actually taken from your book?
Yes, this is from taken from my book. This is a 19th century version that doesn't have meat, but introduces white sauce, you know, sort of things that looked really exotic to
Exactly.
Sicilians then. So we have cheese, mozzarella,
Right.
and white sauce. They're delicious. They're the ones I prefer, actually.
Now, what are we going to do to get started on this recipe?
Now you're going to help me. We
Excellent, I
just
will.
made the risotto.
Right.
And we'll be making, actually, we'll put this aside and
Okay.
make a white sauce.
Gotcha.
Very simple. You just melt the butter.
So I guess the first step here is to melt the butter. Are you making like a roux type of thing?
Yeah, you know, that's just melt the butter and then add some flour.
Excellent. I'll help you out.
Well,
with
let's
flour.
wait for the butter to
Now, is
melt.
this regular white flour?
Just normal white flour. Okay, so now we add the flour. You mix it in. It's good to have a whisk. So
Now, how
we
does
try-
this sauce go with the rice ball itself? Does the sauce sit down on it, type of thing, or
No, it goes in as a filling, you'll see.
goes in as a filling? See, I'm
Okay.
learning.
So once you have to sort of make sure you don't get any
So nice and thick there. What else? do you
nice
need?
and
Cream?
thick, and now we start adding milk very
Okay.
slowly. Okay, basta, basta, basta. It has to mix in.
Okay.
This
Beautiful.
is come to the
Oh,
boil.
yeah. Very
Basta,
nice. No lumps.
last-
You did it
no
very
lumps. Okay, it's done. Switch this off.
Excellent.
We add some parmesan. It has to be nice and tasty. put it all.
That's nice and thick.
Yeah,
It looks like it just mixed right in. I mean, it blended right in immediately,
Yeah.
the Parmesan.
Really nice. Nice consistency, velvety, looks nice and smooth.
Yeah. It's ready as soon as it boils. So to this now we can add the mozzarella.
Now, is this regular whole mozzarella or?
Yeah, just regular mozzarella. It's nice to have a cheese that sort of will
Sure.
melt inside. Some ham. And then we usually use a caciocavallo cheese, but you can use any sharp cheese, you know, like cheddar.
Cascacavallo is the round with the ball kind of hanging with the string.
Any sharp cheese that will melt.
Excellent.
So a fontina, a cheddar, anything that will make it tasty.
Oh, this is really, I'm
Okay,
liking this.
We can put a tiny bit of pepper. You just slightly wet your hands.
You would think you're making sushi.
Yeah, it is like making sushi.
Do you make sushi?
Yeah. So what you do, it's good to have a spoon so that you make them all the same size.
Right.
The funny thing is, arancina with a meat filling are round, whilst arancina with a white sauce filling are oval.
You faked me out on that one. I was
Yeah.
waiting for the
You see?
ball. But so there must be just a little lighter, smaller, lighter.
Wow, look at this. This is where
So-
the art comes in.
Yeah. Let's see, this is a bit hot now. Okay. Nice filling.
Making like a sandwich.
Exactly.
Wow.
Look at that.
You flatten. You don't want to have too much rice. It's nice to have quite a bit of filling.
It just looks so rich in there as well.
You see, you just pat
Yeah,
them
that's
together.
amazing.
Well, I'm making a small one. Usually arancina, if you eat them in a bar, they're
Well,
quite
Vince
big. They're
likes
about
them
100
big.
grams. Yeah, but it's better to have it
No,
a little bit
I think
smaller.
this
I make them.
bite-sized version
Yeah,
works for me.
these are 2 bites and they're fine. So
Now,
if-
could you have substituted and maybe put like a mascarpone in there or gotten really creative with the cheese?
let's
or you
not
say
get
stay
too
there?
creative on
Okay.
Sicilian arancina. Let's be quite traditional. They're good as they are.
All right, so now we have the rice balls here, Natalia. What's the next step? They need to be breaded, right?
Yeah, we need to bread them. You just sort of pat them together. It's good to do this a little bit beforehand and leave them to rest. You can just keep them maybe an hour in the fridge or something so that, you know, with the...
I can't wait an hour. I'm
You
very
can't wait.
hungry.
Vince is very, very hungry.
Again,
stomach is churning.
impatient. I thought only Italian men were impatient.
I am
It
Italian.
is Italian.
I'm
Well, I thought-
100% Sicilian.
I know, but you see, I thought that being away from
I thought you were Napolitan.
from
No.
Sicily, that you
Well, I
had.
don't know if I can hang out with you, Vince.
Okay, so what you do? This is you just strip
What
it.
is that? Is that pancake batter?
Yeah, no, it's just flour and water. I didn't put a pinch of salt.
I love that salt, by the way.
Yeah, it's very tasty.
It really is.
And then you just roll them in breadcrumbs. You must not be in a hurry when you cook.
But you know, everything was so fast. Even letting them sit. You know, you don't have to let them sit for too long.
Yeah,
And now
no,
we're
absolutely.
breadcrumbed and ready to make them. Not that I'm pushing this whole thing. Don't misread anything. I'm just a little hungry.
Okay, you shake off that excess butter and the excess breadcrumbs so that you have a smooth finish to the arancina.
I was expecting this big production, but it's just so simple.
Anyone can do it at home.
So you see now they're nice and smooth.
Beautiful. Work of art,
Yeah.
my friend.
Okay.
Vince, what do you think?
I
Meet
can
your
attest
approval?
to these. They are very smooth.
Okay,
It's my
good.
professional
Yeah.
opinion.
Okay. So now the olive oil has to be nice and hot.
Okay, let me just move
That's
this out
very
of the way.
important, and you just check the oil.
Looks good.
And
Bubble
here
up.
we go. We can put. We'll just try with one to see if the oil is hot enough.
I don't want to seem like a regular guy, but I'm fascinated by this piece of equipment here.
Ah,
goes.
you see,
Yeah.
that's
That's what I'm
good.
talking about.
So you don't want the oil to cool, but if it's hot enough, maybe
So
we
what's the
can
next
go in.
step after the cook? I notice you have a pan there.
And then
lined
we
with
dry
towels.
them. But ideally, if your oil is hot enough, it must not burn.
How long do they sit in the oil?
They just have to be
Oh, that's really
golden.
nice.
Just golden,
Okay,
so
golden,
a
yeah,
couple
you-
of minutes.
You turn them around gradually. And we got a fork to just... now we put the heat down a little bit because you don't want them to brown. But you see, it's quite dry in a way. It's not
Very nice.
greasy.
Yep.
And we'll put them on some paper to just shake off any extra oil.
Wow, they look fabulous.
And you do have to wait, otherwise they're too hot.
How close am I to eating any of this right now.
Did you want an arancino? How many did you make?
No, I'm stuffed. I really could not.
Oh, it's okay. Well, you must try one then.
Okay, here we go. Salud.
Buon appetito.
Do you salud with me?
Wow.
Let me try one. I never trust anybody saying my
That is
arancino good
serious.
and
It's fantastic. And you know, it's not that heavy.
You know, and you did not
Very
actually
light.
inhale the whole thing like I thought. You actually held your composure.
I didn't want to choke on camera. I wanted to try this.
you made them well.
Thank you.
I
Thank
can
you.
see that you've been watching your
I feel
mother
like
for a
I've come a
long
long
time
way.
making
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Very nice. Vince, what do you think? I think we got
I'm
a winner here.
speechless.
Thank you for being on the show with us, Natalia.
Thank you, it's been
unbelievable.
great.
Your farm was beautiful. They're
Thank
coming
you.
here to New York City at the Gustibus really is amazing.
Incredible,
Wonderful.
gracious host.
Great job.
This is how
Ciao,
we do
ciao.
it in Italy.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
All right, well, now we're going to head out into New York City where Vince and I are going to explain what the next adventure is, so don't go anywhere.
Salud.
Vince, I have eaten enough rice balls and tomato salad to last me for a week.
I ate twice as much as you. I have to walk it off. I'm stuffed. It was great, great food. though.
Great food. Now we're back in New York City.
Yep.
We're back home.
And loving it.
Well, you know, I want to thank everyone for watching this episode of Authentic Sicily. I'm Chef Joe Simonera.
I'm Vincent Buda.
And remember, when you want authentic food, watch Authentic Sicily.
Thanks, everybody. Folks, we have covered the entire island of Sicily over the course of the last 12 days. What you don't realize are the people behind the scenes that really made this happen. Nothing could have been done without them. We've worked on 4 or 5 hours sleep every night. Don't we all look great? I think we all look pretty good. And I want to acknowledge everybody. So starting over here, Justin. So anyone handling the sound, if you listen to the sound in this show, you're going to love it because Justin was the man every step of the way. Beautiful Melissa handling the makeup. I don't normally look this good. She's made me look like $1 million, if I do say so myself. Thank you.
Natural.
The man behind the B-roll and a lot of the camera work. So when you see all those great scenery shots and all that panning, Zach. And really the glue of the whole operation here, making everything come together and work, is my man Johnny, who produced. He shot most of the main scenes. And I just want to acknowledge you guys. You were awesome. Thank you so much. It's been 12 days. I feel like a rock band. And we'll catch you next time on Authentic Sicily. Ciao.
Ciao.